I'm Dr. Brooke Stanley from Winthrop University, and today we're going to be talking about making a budget. So the most important thing about a budget is that you have to have one. It doesn't matter how much money you make, it's always possible to overspend. Remember, even many lottery winners wind up broke. So whether you have a little or a lot, it's important that you have a plan for spending what you've got. Second, stop worrying about it. Budgeting doesn't have to be a scary or intimidating process, and living on a budget doesn't mean that you can never buy anything you want ever again. It's actually quite the opposite. It means that when you spend money, you can do it without worry or guilt or fear because you know you're spending money you can afford to spend. So stop making excuses and start making a budget. So first you'll need to determine what your priorities are. Remember, no one can afford everything they want, so be prepared to compromise here, especially if you're married. Figure out what your needs are and what your wants are. You'll budget for needs first and then wants in order of priority. Next, you'll want to think about what your goals are. Whether it's a shorter term goal like a vacation next summer or a longer term goal like grad school, a wedding, even retirement, your budget needs to include allowances for all of those things. And don't forget about an emergency fund because there's always unexpected expenses that pop up. Next, remember that a good budget is an annual budget. Far too many people budget for monthly expenses like gas and groceries, but leave out some major expenses like car insurance, Christmas shopping, vet bills, because these things only come along once or twice a year. Leaving out those big expenses can completely derail all of your other plans. So be sure and think long term, and especially if you're a homeowner. The roof, the windows, the hot water heater, the furnace, these things all need to be replaced every few years. So be sure to start thinking about those expenses now so the money will be there when you need it. Next, be honest with yourself about your spending. Look, a budget is personal. This is all about you and how you spend your money and live your life. Your budget should reflect your values. If something is important to you, just put it in your budget, no matter how frivolous somebody else might tell you it is. So if a daily cup of Starbucks or a new Coach handbag every season are simply a must-have for you, then just put them in your budget. Finally, when you're budgeting for variable expenses like utility bills, be a little bit pessimistic here. Budget for these things to be a little bit more than you actually think that they'll be. That way, when the bills come in for less than you've budgeted, you've got a little bit of extra money left over to spend on something else, and that is never a problem. Thanks for watching, and for more information, please visit our website.